masks with these attached. She's one of those crazy. She's one of those people who's always doing something crap. Always. She's either always making necklaces or dresses or earrings or beads or sewing or knitting somebody's baby sweater.
Fine. Everyone ready to get started? Before I get to stand, Ms. Walker, Kimberly Walker, our next District 12 representative. I want to invite you all to go back, please, and fill out a survey. Let us know how you want us to serve you, exactly what you want us to do for sure is serve you. You is an awesome individual, smart, beautiful, vet, and she is ready to represent District 12, and she's going to do it. She is the change. Her motto, her slogan is be the change, but she wants to be the change together. She wants us all to be the change together so that when she's on the hill representing you, you'll know she's on the hill and she's representing you. Kimberly Walker.
How's everybody doing today?
Good. Great.
Thank you everyone for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and support this campaign launch. My name, of course, is Kimberly Walker, and with your help, I will be your next Congresswoman for District 12. We have an opportunity to make history. More importantly, we have a chance to make a difference for the people living in this district. We can send a message to DC that even in a red district, change can happen. I tell you, I was worried about tonight's event with the increased cases of COVID-19 here in Florida. Our guest speakers are not able to speak tonight. It was Kelly Johnson, candidate for State House, District 5, and Anna Harmon, voter rights activist, have decided to, in an abundance of caution, to self-quarantine. So, we definitely wish them well. You see, Corona is not playing with us. And it is important for everyone to get vaccinated. Now, getting vaccinated doesn't mean you're immune. You still can catch the virus. But according to the CDC, because I like to get my facts from the source, the vaccine prevents severe illness, hospitalization, and death. And I want to live to be a nice, ripe old age, and I want everyone out here to live to be a nice, ripe old age too. So, please get vaccinated. While I was writing this speech, I thought about my long journey that has led me here today, talking to you good people. I grew up in Orlando, Florida, 5th generation Caribbean. I lived in a house with my mother, grandmother, aunt, 2 uncles, and my little brother. We didn't have much, but my family instilled in me the principles of hard work and value of getting a good education. Their lessons helped me become the person I am today and will always be with me. After graduating from high school, I decided to join the military like many of my family members before me. I served 8 years active duty in the United States Army and another 8 in the U.S. Air Force for the National Guard. After my term of service ended, I came back here in Florida and became a correctional officer. I put myself through college and obtained a Bachelor's of Applied Science in Information Technology and a Master's of Science in Information Technology from Florida Tech. I've had some interesting and challenging jobs. I worked as an independent consultant for PricewaterhouseCoopers. I was a government contractor for the United States Special Operations Command and the Joint Communications Support Element. I also was an independent consultant for the Department of Affairs, and now I work for the Department of Treasury as a government contractor. Like many Americans, I've lived with struggle. I've lived paycheck by paycheck. I've lost my job and had to move back home with my mom. There was even a time I didn't have money to buy clothes for my daughter's first day of school. But I am a fighter, and I lucky to have shown that I can be resilient and come back stronger. Unfortunately, this is not the case for all of us in District 12. I can tell you there are people in this district that are not satisfied with the incumbent that occupies the seat. They believe they are not being adequately represented, and he is not looking out for their best interests. And that is one of the reasons why I am running for Congress. I didn't get in this race because I disagreed with President Roberts. I got in this race because he's not doing his job. He is not representing us. When you vote against a bill that would authorize the Federal Trade Commission to return money to consumers who have been scammed, you're not doing your job. You're not representing us. When you vote against a bill that would appropriate $45 billion to replace the pipes in underserved communities to reduce lead in the water, you're not doing your job. You're not representing us. When you vote to repeal, deauthorize, defund, and otherwise destroy the ACA 100 times, you are not doing your job. You're not representing us. And when you vote against appropriating a national commission to investigate the January 6th attack on our nation's capital, you're not doing your job to prevent future attacks and defend our democracy. You're not representing us. And you know what happens when you don't do your job? You either get fired or you're forced to retire. So we are going to retire Gus by firing him next November. It is time to change. It is time to change, and with your help, I plan to be that change. Last year, the first time I ran for Congress, my second time, a good friend asked me, what sets you apart from the others? Why should people in District 12 vote for you instead of Congressman Bill Roberts? I told him, aside from my good looks and good personality, it's my unique life experiences that I gained due to the intersections in my life that have provided me with a unique perspective in regards to the political world, combined with solutions that will help everyday Americans. Plus, Congress needs more STEM professionals. The importance of STEM professionals in Congress cannot be overstated, and will improve the ability for Congress to comprehend and act on critical science and technology policy issues. For example, China is leading the way in artificial intelligence and facial recognition. According to the World Forum, automation will replace 85 million jobs by 2025. Our private companies are being targeted by cyber attacks. And most of our wars will no longer be fought on the battlefield. It will be fought on a computer or whatever digital means to attack their opponents. All of these issues require a specific skill. That is one of the reasons that makes me a viable candidate. Another reason is I understand what it means to walk in an average American's shoes. I have wins and I've had some losses. I'll never forget the night my mom called me to inform me that my cousin Yvette died. I was shocked. It hurt me. I knew she had medical issues, having visited her in a hospital less than a year before her death. Yvette was a child care provider, and she loved her job and enjoyed working with kids. Yvette fell in what we call a coverage gap. She didn't qualify for state Medicaid and wasn't eligible for subsidized plans under the Affordable Care Act. Florida's decision to decline to expand Medicaid could have provided her with preventive treatment and possibly saving her life. She died of a massive heart attack at the age of 49. Why? Why would you deny people the ability to access needed health care services? Health care should not be a partisan issue. Florida is one of the only 12 states opting not to expand Medicaid. Even during the pandemic, Florida legislators denied health insurance to some 964,000 Floridians. That is why I support President Biden's bill to provide coverage to low-income Americans by allowing premium-free access to states that decline to expand Medicaid. I will also continue to advocate for single payer and universal health care. The pandemic has highlighted the fact that millions of Americans that lost their jobs as a result lost The bottom line is, among industrial countries, government-provided health care is far more efficient and cost-effective than private insurance. Just as important as health insurance is education. I used to go with my mom to my grandfather's house when I was in high school. My grandfather could not read or write, so my mom would go over to his house, and read his mail. My grandfather grew up in a period when most Americans, particularly African Americans, did not complete high school. However, he did have a good job, which that would be nearly impossible in today's society. Providing quality education is one of the government's most important obligations to its people, leading to better opportunities, better jobs, and more robust economy. Critical to providing an excellent education is investing in our teachers. Our teachers is one of the most underpaid professions in the United States, with salaries significantly lower than our other professionals. I intend to use the federal tax code to establish a $20,000 permanent teacher's tax credit. I also want to reform the teacher's loan forgiveness program. Currently, a teacher must finish 5 academic years in a row, not having any outstanding balance of direct or federal loans, to earn forgiveness of up to $17,500, which is absurd. Just come on now, it takes what? It's going to cost about maybe $40,000 for a bachelor's degree. My proposal would modify the current program by having the Department of Education pay teachers student loans for up to 5 years, after which the remaining balance will be forgiven. We place a lot of responsibility on our teachers, and they need the resources and the support to better prepare our children for the future. After all, our teachers are the backbone of our society. Do I have any veterans out here? Anybody else a veteran? Thank you for your service. I remember after departing the military, I dreaded scheduling an appointment with the VA. I mean, it really took weeks just to get seen by a doctor. So I eventually used my employer-provided insurance. The VA has improved, but of course, more can be done. My plan will allow veterans seeking immediate care access to Medicare, so veterans can obtain specialized care when needed. I also want to expand access to medical care and telehealth resources to the National Guard and the reserves. Finally, we must modernize the VA IT infrastructure. They have been trying this for years and have failed terribly. As more veterans are utilized, the VA care, there has been an influx of new claims. I will use my background in technology to help streamline and integrate processes and ensure the VA's new systems are implemented effectively, allowing it to serve a new generation of veterans. Veterans are not the only group that deserves better representation, of course. Many in District 12 also need our help. So I had to add a part in here, because last night I asked my mom, to check my speech. And after finishing it, I asked her, okay, so what did you think? And she paused for a second and replied, you didn't talk about us old people. So, Mom, this is part of the speech. This part of the speech is for our seniors. All right. So my grandmother used to say, "It's no disgrace in getting old. It's just you can do it." Our seniors deserve better. They deserve to age with dignity and independence, with the support of our loved ones and caregivers. According to the Federation of American Scientists, in 2019, 4.9 million people aged 65 and older live in poverty. To help prevent poverty and promote greater access to health care, we need to improve Medicare benefits. I support President Biden's plan to expand Social Security benefits, lifting 500,000 seniors out of poverty by 2030. His plan will improve Medicare coverage by providing vision, dental, and hearing. He also wants to increase federal payment to the state Medicaid program, including home and community-based services, and provide a higher benefit for our oldest Americans by increasing benefits from all beneficiaries 20 years after they become eligible for Social Security. We have a lot of work to do before November 22. And I know that there's a lot of tomfoolery happening in the political world. There are times when we just want to just TV binge and not think about politics because it is exhausting. But we can't be distracted if we want an America to work for us. This campaign is about talking to people in this district, listening and learning about the challenges they face. It's about assuring our children get an excellent education regardless of their zip code. It's about free and fair elections when voters pick their leaders and not politicians choosing their voters. It's about a woman's right to choose and not politicians creating policies on what a woman can or can't do with her body. It's about access to quality health care and not worrying about going bankrupt because of illness or injury. It's about creating millions of clean energy jobs to tackle our climate crisis. It's about holding the fossil fuels companies accountable for damage they cause to our health and communities by putting an end to nearly $20 billion in federal subsidies. It's about reaching out to representing all Americans, regardless of race, gender, sexual orientation, sexual identity, religion, and even party affiliation. It's about protecting our LGBT community from being denied rental lease, refused services, or being discriminated in school. This campaign is about you. Undoubtedly, we need everyone to vote in 2022 so we can expand the Senate and keep the House majority. And we're ever to pass the bills like the Border People Act, the George Floyd and the Policing Act, the Equality Act, and many, many more. So if you haven't registered to vote, please do so. If you are registered, check your supervisor elections website to ensure that your status is active. Finally, we need donations. You know, that's one of those things. Did you know it takes at least $1 billion to conduct a successful congressional campaign? That's a lot of money. I can definitely retire with that. And unlike my opponent, I don't take money from special interest groups. So please, donate. And I actually have a way that you can help. I know everybody out there knows at least 20 people. Ask your friends and family to invest $10 in this campaign. And feel free to donate more if you have it. Because that's what it is. It's an investment. Also, we need volunteers. District 12 has over 600,000 registered voters. And that is a lot of people to try to contact with limited resources. So, we need volunteers to knock on doors, send postcards, make phone calls, text messages, and reach voters. And I invite everyone to visit my campaign website for a complete breakdown of my policies, the policies I support, and the new policies that I actually propose. And finally, don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm going to eventually get that TikTok up. I just go ahead and figure it out what I'm doing. So thank you once again, everybody, for coming out. And if anybody has any questions, now's the time to ask.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wondered, do you think it's going to be possible, will there be any kind of possibly a mid-county place where we could have like headquarters? Headquarters?
What for?
You.
Oh.
You know, to stock supplies and to meet, to do things. I know that it costs money unless somebody donates a space. I just thought you might already have something in mind.
Well, I mean, if I'm able to raise enough money, I definitely would have some locations. Because right now, unfortunately, they're going through that redistricting part, and so we really don't know where District 12 is going to expand. Yeah. I have an idea that it would definitely be Tarpon Springs, but I'm not sure it's going to be done yet or
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Next year.